How the 49ers silenced Eagles fans on the arms of Brock Purdy and Jauan Jennings. Brock Purdy tossed a game-winning touchdown Sunday, but only after Jauan Jennings threw a touchdown of his own. Philadelphia. It was another ridiculous and courageous chapter in a season that just refuses to end. The San Francisco 49ers overcame the loss of another star player to injury to win a wild-card playoff game over the defending Super Bowl champions. And they did it not only because they had Brock Purdy, but because they had the two best quarterbacks on the field Sunday afternoon at Lincoln Financial Field. And maybe also because they just really like each other, unlike the Philadelphia Eagles, whom the home fans seemingly got tired of booing during this final clunker, a 23-19 loss to end their season. Teammates certainly loved Purdy, who led 2 touchdown drives in the final 17 minutes to earn a rematch against the Seahawks in Seattle for a chance to advance to the NFC Championship game. The first drive ended with a high-arcing 29-yard pass from receiver Jauan Jennings to running back Christian McCaffrey. The game winner came with 2:54 left when Purdy darted through the Eagles' pass rush and found McCaffrey, the last read in his progression, for a 4-yard score. Purdy overcame the swirling wind and 2 interceptions, getting better as the game went on, even though the 49ers lost tight and George Kittle to a torn Achilles in the second quarter. Brock never changes, never wavers, right tackle Colton McKivitz said. That's what makes him the player and leader that he is. He makes mistakes and gets right back on the horse, and he makes winning plays at the end of the game. The 49ers' no-name defense had a hold on at the end. The group was aided by Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, throwing the ball as hard as he could into crowded areas. Jennings had more completed passes, over 15 air yards, 1, than Hurts did 0 of 5 Sunday. The double reverse pass is a play that Coach Kyle Shanahan always has up his sleeve. He used a similar play in the Super Bowl 2 years ago, as Jennings, a former high school quarterback who switched to receiver in college at Tennessee, threw a 21-yard touchdown to McCaffrey. This time, Jennings didn't make his best throw. He also never saw McCaffrey make the catch, as Jennings was hit high by Jalen Carter after throwing the ball, drawing a roughing the passer penalty. I overthrew it, and I was scared for a little bit, Jennings said. I had to wait for the screams, and then I was like, yeah, CMC must have made a great catch. The screams from teammates were audible because the 70,000 Eagles fans on hand went silent. Philadelphia had taken control of the game in the second quarter, but let San Francisco hang around. And the 49ers didn't hang their heads after losing Kittle. They've had plenty of practice this season losing their best players, like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. Losing Kittle early in the game is obviously a depressing play for everybody, but guys still made plays and competed to find a way to win that game. Shanahan said, "We thought it would be a grimy game. That's how we say it, and it was." Purdy had started the game with a bang, finding DeMarcus Robinson for a 61-yard pass and then a touchdown on the opening drive before the Eagles' defense settled down and got pressure on Purdy while shutting down the running game. But Purdy found a way, hitting fullback Kyle Juszczyk 4 times for 49 yards in the second half and avoiding sacks. The Eagles had only one, despite the pressure. On the game-winning 66-yard drive, he was 5 of 7 for 42 yards, plus a 5-yard scramble for a first down. On the touchdown pass, Purdy scanned the field while stepping up under pressure and found his third read in McCaffrey, who had cut back inside of Eagles linebacker Nate Obdeen. Purdy was excited after the play, but he was pretty serious when asked later about beating the defending champions. It was not an easy task, Purdy said. Obviously, you wish you could play a little bit better in certain areas and certain situations, but at the end of the day, it's a fourth-quarter game. You got to score for the season, for your team. I'm a faithful man, so at the end of the day, I leave that all up to God, so I'm going to go out there and give it my all and see what happens after that. Shanahan was a bit more effusive about his $265 million quarterback. I am so impressed, Shanahan said. There were 2 mistakes he'd love to take back, but to play like he did on the last drive, especially after 2 throws like that, he was unbelievable. I mean, he kept letting it rip. The guy was not scared to fail at all. And they weren't easy plays either. He was going through some progressions with a really good pass rush, and the touchdown at the end was probably the most impressive. Shanahan also gave offensive coordinator Clay Kubiak credit for suggesting using the double reverse pass to start the fourth quarter. The 49ers set up Jennings' touchdown pass, called Sky Bang Reverse Pass, by running a jet sweep for receiver Sky Moore 2 plays earlier, gaining 3 yards. Then, all they needed was a play with the ball on the right hash to give Jennings room to run and throw after Moore tossing the ball. And then, you hold your breath, Shanahan said, smiling. Jennings was asked about the difficulty of throwing the pass without warming up, and he shrugged. He then said something that sums up his quarterback and entire team this season, which will now be at least 1 week longer. I think it's more mentality than anything. Jennings said, "You've just got to believe in yourself."